Well, President Joe Biden addressed world leaders for the first time as president this week at the UN General Assembly. This comes, of course, the CDC is now out with new recommendations regarding COVID-19 booster shots.
Margaret Brennan from CBS's Face the Nation joining us now live from Washington, D.C. Margaret, we have missed you while you are on maternity leave. And listen, if we may, before we get to the tough questions, we are from Oklahoma, so listen, we're all about family first. So we have to ask you how your little boy is doing. We have a family photo up on our screen now, looking at it from your Instagram page. Adorable. How's everything going at home?
Thank you. Thank you. He's almost 5 months old now, little Malik, and my older son started preschool. So we have big changes in this household. Yes.
Well, we hope you rested at least a little bit while you were away, because boy, do you have a lot to come back to work for. Let's jump right into politics. We want to start, if we may, with the president's speech, his speech in front of the UN. What do you think is his foreign policy shaping up to be?
Well, the phrase relentless diplomacy is what President Biden really emphasized. It's describing his aversion to military force, his preference to try to find ways to deter aggression or come to some kind of negotiation with some of our competitors. He didn't use the word China, but that's who he was talking about when referencing not wanting to divide the world into blocs. There's concern of a growing Cold War with China. We'll talk about some of that with the Australian Prime Minister, who is our guest on Sunday. But President Biden's phrase relentless diplomacy brings with it the obvious criticism that his administration did not deliver on the diplomacy to keep European allies fully informed of the plans to withdraw from Afghanistan and how that would happen. There were very vocal complaints from German officials and others. French officials just in the past few days have been really critical of a decision to secretly negotiate to sell submarines to Australia, something that cost the French government a lot of money. So the relentless diplomacy may need to happen internally as well for the Biden administration as they try to figure out how to achieve their national security goals and keep their allies close at the same time.
Okay, and Margaret, while we have you, we also want to talk about the pandemic. The CDC just recommended that people who were in high-risk jobs should get a booster shot, and this is regardless of their health status. Do you think this might be confusing, though, for some people on whether to get the booster?
We're trying to get clarity on exactly who falls into that high-risk category. Now, this is really, according to the CDC director, she says in order to give options to people to choose to go get that third dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Remember, this isn't Moderna and Johnson & Johnson yet. Those haven't been ruled on. But we want to press on who falls into that category. When we spoke last week to the head of the National Institutes of Health, Dr. Francis Collins, he said teachers might be considered high risk because they're in a classroom with unvaccinated children. And that would put teachers in the same bucket as nurses and doctors. So exactly who needs to be thinking of going to the pharmacy and getting that third dose, we're going to talk about that on Sunday.
Margaret, we thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We know you're busy. And listen, from all of us here at News on 6 in Tulsa, congratulations on your healthy baby boy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We'll catch up with you next Friday.
And you can watch CBS's Face the Nation every Sunday morning at 9:30. That, of course, is right here on Channel 6.